It's Ray Hudgens, and I'm back with another episode of Today's Tip. Today's tip: build your foundation. Foundation, that's the most important part of any business, any house, any structure, car, whatever you're building. You better have a solid, secure, stable foundation. Why? Because the storm is coming. In life, you're in 3 stages. 1, you're in a storm right now. 2, you just left the storm. Or 3, you're getting ready to walk into one. So you better have a solid foundation to stand on. If you ever seen a tornado or witnessed the after effects of a tornado, a hurricane, earthquake, or a tsunami, when you see the pictures after that storm has passed, the only thing that's left to show you that there was a house or some sort of structure there is the foundation and whatever was bolted to the foundation. The frame is gone. The bathroom is gone. Everything is gone. The only thing left is what? The foundation. You have to have a solid foundation. But the key in building a foundation, a stable foundation, is paying close attention to the details. You have to know what your foundation is going to be supporting. You have to know, if you're building a building, you need to know how big the building is going to be and how tall it's going to be. The height of your building determines how deep you need to dig into the ground, how thick that foundation needs to be. You're going to have to dig deep if you're going 54 feet up in the air, not 54 feet, but 54 stories up in the air. You're going to have a solid foundation. If the foundation is weak or it's built on sand, right? It looks pretty, it looks stable, it looks beautiful. Nice house, the bricks are there, the rooms are nice, the bedrooms, everything is nice. Beautiful backyard, everything's beautiful, it's immaculate. However, it won't take a storm if that's built on sand. It'll just take the wind to blow real hard and that house is gonna fall. For other people, let's use a vehicle. Let's use you car fanatics. Let's go with the car analogy. Let's say I'm going to get me a muscle car and I need an A-frame. I'm going from scratch. I need an A-frame. So I just don't want to go to the junkyard or anything. I want somebody to build a special A-frame for me, because this is going to be my special vehicle. So I go look for the best in the building business of building an A-frame. So I go get him. He tells me how much it's going to cost. He tells me how much the steel is, you know, the kind of steel he's going to use, how he's going to weld it. He gives me all the details. Me, I don't pay attention to the devil in the details, is what they call them. I call them the blessings in the details, because that's where your blessings is. That's what's going to save you, is that little bitty fine print, the little bitty things that nobody pays attention to. They look at the stuff that looks good, but nobody pays attention to the details. So I go get my A-frame. I know what color my car is going to be. I know the size of the motor, the transmission, the rims, the tires. I know the stereo, the seats. It's all beautiful. So I put it together. It's great. Looks great, sounds great. It even drives down the street great. But the problem is, I didn't pay attention to the details. And in my A-frame, there was a small crack in the wells. All the wells had a crack in it. So I'm driving down the street, I hit something. Now when I hit something, my A-frame breaks. When the A-frame breaks, there's a possibility of not only tearing up the car and totaling the car, but there's a possibility of me dying and everyone else in the car dying. We all die. Why? Because I didn't take the time to pay attention to the most important part of that vehicle, which is the A-frame and the wheels that hold it together. That's the way some of us do with life. We don't pay attention to the details of life. We look at what looks good. It looks good. We've used the house, we've used the car. Now watch this. Let's go to relationships. When you're young, you get them because, wow, they're beautiful. Oh, that girl looks good in a dress. She's sexy in that dress. But man, when you see her in them jeans, she the bomb in them jeans. So you build it off of looks. and not character and not substance. There's no foundation there. So when the storm comes, when you get into an argument, when all the money is gone, when mama gets into the relationship, when in-laws gets into the relationship and that storm and it's over, what's left? Does that person stick with you because of beauty, or do they stick with you because of the foundation that you built? Build the foundation. That's the most important part of anything that you're trying to build, is the foundation. Quit looking at the walls, quit looking at the beauty, quit looking at the outside. Look at something that's sturdy and stable, because that's what lasts longest. That's why they call them antiques, because why? They've endured and handled the test of time. Today's tip: build a foundation. Remember, everything you need to be great is deep within inside of you. Be great. I love you, and I'll see you next week for another episode of Today's Tip.